today I will explain their autorhythmicity and how the heart is generate the action potential and how it is beat to generate that. So already we know the AC node, sinoatrial node. I explained that sinoatrial node to the arterioventricular node, that's the AV node, and then the bundle of His and then the Purkinje fiber. The stimulus is going through the AC node to the AV node to the bundle of His through Purkinje fiber, and then they spread out the entire heart. So that means two type of tissue will be there. One will be the modified nodal tissue and another tissue will be the contractile muscle. So those are able to generate the action potential. These are the modified. How the stimulus is going through the one cell to another cell. So now we are coming through the AC node. AC node has a significant features. What is it? That is the gap junction. Gap junction can transport that ions for propagating the signal. You can say calcium ion. So calcium ion is like one cell to another cell by the gap junction. Okay, fine. So in summary of that sort, we go for the AC node, AV node, and a bundle of His and Purkinje fiber, and we already know the gap junction is there in the AC node. So there are kind of four channels are there. One channel is known as the HCM channel. You can say it's a funny channel. Why it is funny? Because during their hyperpolarization state, they are sodium plus and potassium. That's a mixed current coming through that funny channel. So it's the first channel. Sodium is also entering and the potassium ion is also entering to the cell. So sodium ion, that's a positive ion that can deposit on that cell. Now the another channel is T-shaped calcium ion channel. If sodium ion is entering with that zone, this calcium ion channel is open. Then what happened? Calcium is opening. The calcium opening is means that can stimulate the sarcomere and then release more calcium ion. So like calcium ion pull, that starts the depolarization. That's a beauty. So like it's a 70 milli minus 70 millivolt. Let's say it's a normal cell and it's a minus 70 millivolt. It's, if you can see a normal cell. So that's the difference of membrane potential. So calcium ion is increasing. That means minus is minus 70 to minus 30 because positive ion is depositing on the cell. So in the meantime, another calcium ion channel that is called the L-type calcium ion channel, that is also open. Like lot of calcium is coming from the ECM to that cell. So it's a calcium pull at that point, and then it reaches to the, if L-type is open, that stimulate the action potential change. So if any, for exam purpose, you should remind after L type of calcium channel open, the action potential is generated, and before L type, T type, that will be the threshold potential, reach to the threshold potential. Like threshold, what is the threshold? The minimum potential required to generate the action potential. Like this is a baseline kind of thing. Okay, this is the baseline. If you give more, it will be the action. So for T type, it's a generating threshold, and for L type, it's generating the action potential. Then if action potential open, then the calcium ions released to the another cell, then same type of things happen, then it's going through that another cell, and in the meantime when the calcium is going to the another cell, the another channel is open, that is called the voltage gated calcium ion channel, and then the calcium is released. If calcium release, and although the positive ion is going through to the another cell, that means this cell stimulation get decreased. So in first cell, if calcium is released to the another cell, and there also potassium ion is also releasing to the cell, that's why it get hyperpolarized. So one special type of curve, you know about that, kind of first it is increasing, then one plateau is there, and then it's decreasing. So how it will be there? First, calcium channel influx from another cell, that's why it's increasing, and then the voltage gated sodium potassium channel, it's open, that's why its peak is too high in the point. And then if voltage gated sodium channel is stop, that's give a small notch, and then the voltage gated calcium channel is open, that's why it's a plateau point, and then it's a plateau point, and then the voltage gated calcium ion channel closed down, K plus channel is open, that's why the hyperpolarized. See, very good signaling mechanism, or you can say beauty of physiology, that's why heart is continuously rhythmic. So if you say the K plus efflux, repolarization, hyperpolarization, funny channel, that's it's coming rotation based. So hope that you can understand. And in that section, another key important factor, that is the, like, you can say it depends on some autonomic nervous system, that is the sympathetic nervous system, another is the parasympathetic nervous system. So like a neuron is released in catecholamines. Catecholamines, it means epinephrine and norepinephrine, and parasympathetic nervous system that release the ACH, acetylcholine. So what is the main features of epinephrine? So epinephrine bind with the beta adrenergic receptor, that's a GPCR, G protein coupled receptor. So when epinephrine is bind to the GPCR, that stimulates the G alpha S protein, and G alpha is stimulated, it's activate the adenine cyclase. And beauty of that adenine cyclase, if it is activated, the ATP is changed to the CMP, and CMP stimulate the ACN node and activate the funny channel. The similar thing happened, the sodium ion is coming, depolarization, threshold, action potential, and heart rate get increased. So when epinephrine gets stimulated by sympathetic nervous system, the heart rate is increasing. So what happened to that parasympathetic system? In the parasympathetic system, acetylcholine bind to the muscarinic receptor, it's another receptor, and when muscarinic receptor is binding the acetylcholine, it stimulates the G alpha 1 protein that inhibit the adenine cyclase. And if it is inhibit, that means like CMP production get diminished. If it is diminished, that cannot stimulate the funny channel. If funny channel is off, kind of off, that means heart rate is decreased, but it's not completely off, that's why the heart rate is getting stopped, not that. So it's kind of limit. Okay, fine, CMP is down, that means funny channels is not too much activated, the heart rate is decreased. That is the neurogenic stimulation to the heart and connection to the nervous system to the cardiovascular system. That's the beauty of the physiology. Hope you can understand. And if like intrinsic heart rate, it's getting 100 beats per minute, that means that time the sympathetic nervous system get activated. And if the heart rate is getting like 60, 65, you are very calm and it's no kind of stimulation of acetylcholine. That time, like your heart is in parasympathetic control. So hope you can understand